We have a bunch of different Mancies here. We have Business Mancy, Dice Mancy, Dental Mancy, Spice Mancy. This one, Spice Mancy, is not one that I had written down before, but some of them have evolved, and this one is the one that uncovers a lot of magic damage abilities. So, as we see, the level 1 ability is Zesty Mango, which unlocks the Reduced Magic Penetration spell effect. And then after you have the Zesty Mango, you can upgrade a little bit in spiciness, and you can get the Spicy Chipotle, which has the power of Rich and Complex Heat, which permanently boosts your magic damage by 5, just flat out. So that's good. And then we have the Illegal Habanero, which allows you to use up to 100% of your magic damage in a single spell. And so the way I have it is that the final effect is always pretty powerful. Like this one allows you to fly if you get Magnetmancy, because you can lift yourself up using magnets, which is how magnets work. I don't know if you know that. But in order to get that, you have to go and get Ferromagnetism and Mag Boost, which, hey, that's not always bad either. So there are lots of different things that you can check out there, and that'll become more and more interesting as the game develops and I get those more entertaining like images in the background. So that's fun. And then we have the ability system, which I showed you before. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to walk you guys through the creation process. So we're going to create a spell right here, your very own spell. So right away we have a pretty good name from the random ability generator. It's the Superlative Breakfast Sampler. I like that name. And we have a couple of different parameters that we can set. We have the type of spell attack that we're going to have, which right now is set to attack, which I haven't shown you guys because it doesn't really look right now. I haven't finished programming that. So we're not going to go ahead, we're going to go ahead and not use that one. We could have a buff, we could have a radius spell, which attacks enemies in an area around you, or you can have a projectile. So you have pretty much those to pick from, and I think we're gonna go with a projectile, because that's, you know, what you think of when you think of like a magic spell. So we have a bunch of different ones unlocked. Like I said, I went ahead and made sure that we had a lot of spells to pick from. So we have pure damage, which is kind of like magic damage, but it costs more, and it doesn't really, it's not affected by anything, it's just that amount of damage. So that's good if you have like an enemy with like a high amount of defense, and you just want to like plow right through that. And then we have a bunch of buff attacks, which would not be good on a projectile. We pretty much want things that are going to affect the enemy negatively. So we're going to skip past all these buffs, and we are going to look at the debuffs that we have. So we can reduce their total mana, we can reduce their physical attack, reduce this, that, whatever you want to do. Now, I know what you're saying, you're not going to kill it if you just reduce everything, so that's when we get to these status effects, which are poison, stun, remove poison, which we wouldn't want to do that to the enemy, remove stun, remove float, and then we're back around to the damage. Now, I think we're going to go ahead and we're going to go for a debuff. So let's reduce physical attack, so we can just kind of do whatever we want. We can just let it attack us and it won't really affect anything. Let's just do 1 point, because I don't have a lot of mana right now, and we're going to reduce physical defense. So we have 2 different abilities. I'll just make them 2 different abilities that are wildly different, so we can just kind of see how you can combine whatever you want. So magic damage and reduced magic defense. Let's do that. There. So we're going to simultaneously make him more vulnerable to magic damage while dealing magic damage. So that seems like a pretty good combination. So let's go ahead and make that. Well, let's change the name. Something, a Magic Typhoon. I like that. This is a very magical spell. It's Magic Typhoon. Sounds good to me. So we're going to attack with the Magic Typhoon. Let's find an enemy. Oh, looks like an enemy found us. Okay, so I'm going to load up this fireball here because it is loaded up with the power of Spicy Habanero, and I am not in a good position to attack him. Okay. There we go. Got him. So he is currently fuming with lower magic defense. And there we go. Got him again. And now I'm out of mana. So I'm just going to attack him. Anyway, that's one of the ways that you can use the spell system and kind of create whatever you want. And there, like you saw, there is kind of an element of using your brain in making these spells, because there's definitely bad combinations you can make. Like you could make a projectile that increased the mob's physical attack and made him hit you really hard when he attacked you, which is not something you want to do. And you kind of just have to be smart enough to know that that's a terrible idea. Or you could just do that and then realize it's a terrible idea. Whatever works for you. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life. Anyway, so I put on that buff that I had on earlier, and now I am just kind of smoking this guy. Let's make a different buff. So I'll take our Magic Typhoon from earlier, and we'll change it to a buff. And we will increase our movement speed, because that's something you can do too. You don't have to all do combat stuff with the spells. We got the double MacGuffin here, so we're going to go recharge our mana real quick, and now I will be moving real quick. And I am actually moving quite quickly now, with just a boost of 2. And I seem to be able to handle this guy pretty quickly, even without the use of spells. Except I died, and I was not paying attention. So maybe I did not handle that guy very well. I can try and upgrade my stats here. Or, yes. I would upgrade Vitality. And, oh, well, I don't have enough to do that anymore. And Endurance would help too, because that increases your physical defense. And why not do a little point of Strength too? And now I'm level 3, which should help me. Let's go ahead and do the poison effect on this guy. Or, I forgot to switch spells, and we'll just do the run speed. As you can see, this mouse is now level 4, which is a higher level than me, and he seems to be doing a better job leveling than I am, because he is now beating me.